So today, I'm going to be taking Gorilla Chiropractic's team through content strategy, branding, and how to build a system so they can create content in-house. It's going to be super exciting. So let's work on this bottleneck for now, and we can just move on to the next ones. So with Jason, explain to me how the session goes, like in terms of prep and then actually filming him in front of the camera.
That's the thing. Well, the guys have mentioned that they prep for it. Like Nathan said he was, go back to Nathan again, but Nathan said he was on his walk and he was practicing, but when it comes to actually filming, they just like freeze it.
Yeah.
The thing is, Jason, like they practice and they know what they're talking about.
No, they don't practice.
Nathan said he was practicing.
Nathan does.
Yeah, Nathan does.
But the
I think
other
Nathan
boys, I know, they come up with the script,
Yep.
they read through it and they're like, yep, I got this. And then when it comes to filming,
And it's hard because
they're relying on the script, and that's when they get in their head.
like if you watch the full,
words.
oh wait, we cut it. If you watch a full video, it's just them talking, going on their phone.
Yeah.
And that's like how they film. And I don't know if that's
Yeah.
productive.
So I think this is like something that Ryan did teach them from the beginning. Use AI, get a
Definitely.
script. But I think it's to the point where they are relying on it too much that they're not coming up with their own sentences.
I think he suggested
I think there needs to be a level of foundational understanding first before you use AI.
Yes.
So it's like understanding how to actually film content and how to speak in front of the camera first before you even think about using AI to help build up scripts. Because when you build up scripts, then you're like only focusing on that and then that's all you know.
Yeah.
But if you remove it, then you ask them a question. It's like, okay, so if someone comes in with a back issue, how do you help treat that? And then they'll start to like, oh, it's easy. I just do this, and this, and it's great. Definitely.
Because I feel like that is almost like a marketing thing. It's not really education.
Yeah, for sure.
content.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good idea. If you just start with the questions first,
Yeah.
and then you listen to how they answer, and then while you're listening to how they answer, maybe there's a way that you can come up with a hook while you're listening to that. Or they say something, they're like, oh, great, can you repeat it this way?
Yeah.
After you've filmed all the questions. So you don't necessarily have to film the hook first, and then the body, and then the call to action. You can also just start with the body first and listen to like what they're actually saying. And then in your mind, you're like, oh, this is a really good piece of information that we can use as a hook. So get them to repeat it in a hook way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
With him, he's like information
Overload.
like,
Okay.
Which is
like,
good. And he's very
Yeah.
expressive, which I like.
Yep.
And he does go off script, but I think there's nothing wrong.
I definitely think he
As long as he doesn't go too off script.
gives
Yeah.
better answers when he's off script.
Okay.
It's just like he tends to ramble on
Yeah.
and like get into like the finest detail of
Yeah.
things, and I think that's how
Yeah.
it makes it. Yeah.
Also, another question that you can ask him is, can you repeat what you just said, but explain it in a way that a 5-year-old can understand? So it's like simplifying everything and making it super condensed.
Yeah.
So maybe we try that and see how he is in front of camera. Because sometimes like a lot of doctors and a lot of chiros and a lot of people in the like medical industry, they think they need to like communicate at a very high level. So then they get positioned as the expert. But if you just communicate at like the level that people understand, they're like, oh, I totally understand you. I can relate with you now.
Would it be easier if they just have like bullet points instead of sentences made by AI?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. That's why I spoke about asking the right questions first. So then it gets in their head like, okay, I just got to speak in front of camera and explain it like I'm speaking to a client. And then you can see how that works. And then if that doesn't work, then you can also see how bullet points work as well. So they're not always like reading word for word kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to just like trial and test what works best for each person.
Yeah. I think Isabel and I did speak. We were going to start try different things and try to move away from the script, because I think there's only so much hook and bodies that they can do.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I don't want them to keep doing it. And it doesn't seem like it's something that they're engaging well with
Yeah,
anyway.
makes sense. So what has been the best performing content that you've created so far?
Skits.
Skits?
Skits do well.
So why do you think the skit with Ryan went really well?
Because it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Lots of comments. It was relatable.
Yeah.
A lot of people related to it and would comment.
Yeah.
A lot of.
It was quite short as well.
Yeah, in short. Yeah. Easy watch.
Okay, great. So understanding all these these things, can we create content that is also more in alignment of being funny, relatable, trendy, short and easy to watch with the chiros?
Yeah.
So with each chiro, have you created content that gets to understand them outside of chiro?
Probably just the golf one.
Just golf, right?
Recently, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So maybe we can create more pieces of content that talks about them outside of.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't done that yet. We've been meaning to do that.
Yeah, that's a big one. Because what we want to do is like build enough like likability and trust with them. So when people come in, they're like, oh, like I know much more about you than you're just a chiro.
Yeah.
And that's the things that people want to connect with, like the more personal hobbies and interests, and have they traveled or like that sort of stuff is more engaging, I think, than just purely educational. You guys have to leave at 12:30, right?
Yeah.
Right, just do it.
Yeah.
Start, that's fine.
So what was the bottleneck you wanted to talk about in terms of the boys? There was like an issue with like just filming, right? That was the biggest challenge.
Making them
Yeah.
There was like an issue like just filming, right? That was the biggest challenge.
Yeah,
And
so how
confident.
can we work with you guys in order to make you feel more comfortable and I guess, yeah, just more comfortable, come up with ideas better on the spot?
Cool.
If there's something we can do on our own to make
Yeah.
it easier for you and make it run smoother.
So,
I can do that.
I think it's like also just like I can only speak from my own personal experience, but like I think it comes from a comfort within how you're delivering what you're delivering, because at the end of the day, these aren't necessarily conversations that you shouldn't have already had with patients. Does that make sense?
yeah, that makes sense.
Like we're just talking about things that we would normally talk about with patients, but there happens to be a camera there. So the way that I think about it is, I've had this conversation 25 times, like this is fine, I'll just do it as I normally would. Like just say it as you normally would. And like the benefit of that is that if it is terrible, which like sometimes it happens, like it doesn't see the light of day. You know what I mean? Like it's not like everything's going to be posted. It's like a one take. You have to do it. Like I mean, like Bernie and Isabel are pretty good at their job, so they make us look a lot better than what we actually are. So just be comfortable with being shit.
Yeah. Okay, so what are some of the bottlenecks or challenges that you guys have
I feel you.
in creating the content or just being in front of camera? Other than like the ideation process and scripting?
What are some of the challenges?
Yeah. How do you feel when you're in front of camera?
Really depends. I think sometimes I'm a bit like, oh, very rigid. Sometimes sometimes I'd be very comfortable. I don't know.
I think there's like from me personally, probably like a fear of being like disliked.
Mm-hmm.
Fear of being disliked.
Well, it's like when they're your patients, you're in control, it's your room, things like that. When you're just putting it out to the greater world, it's like, fuck, anyone can see this. Like,
Yeah.
but again, like, which I've probably mentioned in the last couple of weeks, is like, people either interact with it or they just ignore it. Like nothing, it would have to take something pretty horrible for someone to actually like go about it and be like this, and this.
And the people that actually hate it, it's not even going to come up in the algorithm, so they don't even see it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I get very proud of those funny videos, but I get very embarrassed about those education videos.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What do you struggle about being polarizing about? Like, what is it?
Probably imposter syndrome,
What's that again? That's not
where
Stockholm.
you feel like you're in.
Stockholm syndrome?
That's the
Is that when you like fall in love with your like cat?
Yeah. Sorry, no.
Imposter syndrome is pretty much every terror student coming out of murder.
Imposter syndrome is like,
feel like
I've had horrible imposter syndrome, like
Yeah.
being offered my role here, I was like, holy shit, I'm not ready for this. Like, and then you just try and like fake it until you make it, fake it until you make it. Like feeling like you're not actually where you should be, things like that. Or like,
believe to be, yeah, okay.
who am I to have an opinion on this when I'm only 4 years out of uni or whatever?
Right.
That's
yeah.
kind of imposter
Yeah.
syndrome.
Yeah, you do want to eat.
Yeah. What sort of levels do you guys feel imposter syndrome at in terms of being a pyro?
Honestly, today, 0.
Cool.
Yeah. I feel that.
Less so now.
Less so now?
Like 2 years ago, I was.
2 years?
Yeah, but I'm doing it now.
Cool. Is there any other blockages around imposter syndrome as a chiro?
Damn, that's
Become
three
expensive
computers.
I was gonna say.
Computers,
Computers,
patients, bro.
PCs,
PC, yeah.
Another big one. What's that? Camping's another one.
Ah, yes.
Have you created content around any of these?
No.
Any topics? Okay, I think it's something you can like start to create so it can show the more authentic side of you. Because if you add that in also with the more educational pieces of how you can help people, it will warm up your brand as a chiro, and then people when they come in, they feel more connected to you. Like for example, like I like drum and bass, and I always see like the baddies. I always make sure I go to see it, say hello to them, so they feel more personal, whether it's in Gorilla or outside of Gorilla. So we haven't actually shared the personal side to you, so that's why you're not feeling authentic. You feel like you have to perform as a chiro. So if we can warm up that brand by showcasing your hobbies, then you'll feel a lot more comfortable in front of camera.
Yeah. Okay. So hobbies and even just general interests as well, because I mean, chiropractic and health in general is a big part of my life. So maybe just finding ways to talk about topics that touch on that a little bit more.
So what you got to do is there's going to be 6'4", strong hairline.
Fuck! Big hands, big feet. And then cuddly like a teddy bear.
Any other questions before we wrap up?
I think it's good. I think the stuff we spoke about at the start, like using our clients for content ideas rather than just like trying to come up with stuff, will be much easier. Will be much easier, and then much easier. I definitely agree that like a lot of us are becoming very robotic and rigid in the way that we're approaching content because we're not enjoying it and it's not authentic. So if we can just make it more about shit that we do, things we like enjoy. Maybe I'll bring the lawnmower, I'll mow the lawn out the front. Like the stuff we can do that makes it more about us is going to be a lot easier to talk about. Like almost the education becomes secondary to the personality that's telling it, right?
Definitely. Okay, so the 2 sessions went really well. The girls and the guys here at Gorilla, amazing effort on everyone's understanding on content and also branding. I got to dive deep into more personal stuff with the boys and getting them to a level where they can really communicate who they are authentically. Because a lot of the times when they were creating content, they felt like they were inauthentic and they had to perform, which is not the case for the content that you want to be creating over time. You want to find a way that you can tap into your authentic self, be that, then also communicate in front of the camera from that perspective. The system that we're building for content here at Gorilla is much smoother now, a lot more pre-planning, but then also with the pre-planning, the better pre-planning also comes better production and better post-production. So it's important to like have that. But overall, great session with the team here.